All right, Kansas City, Fridays at 9 here on KCTV5. Richard Channing, you're looking at him, beginning a new phase of his life. A wife who blackmailed him into marriage, a lawyer whose personal life is a mystery, a new partnership with a half-brother, impending fatherhood, the ownership of Tuscany Downs, and he's returned as publisher of the Daily Globe. I had to read that, David Selby. Can you, if I were to ask you questions, would you be able to just spout out what's happening over there from the manor?
No, hey, I want to read this. I want to read it so I know what's happening to me. Late husband, I'm interested about this impending fatherhood.
Wait a minute, is this news to you?
Well, I had a relationship with a cassette.
It's real.
Okay. Well, at least you know now what I have in mind.
That's all right. Send it again. I still can't believe it.
Before he starts it again, are you a smoker?
Yeah. No.
Okay. We've one of our anchors has quit for a year. And I'd like to maybe bring that in somewhere near the end. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't don't smoke on the show either. I don't do that.
All right.
I'm listening.
Okay. All right, Kansas.
I've never heard it before. Ha, 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 ha.
All right, Kansas City, Fridays at 9 here on KCTV. Falcon, Crest, you're looking at Richard Channing. You know him, and you know that he's beginning a new phase of his life with a wife who blackmailed him into marriage. He's a lawyer whose personal life is a mystery, a new partnership he's got with his half-brother, impending fatherhood.
Let me see.
The ownership of Tuscany Downs, and so it goes. Now, I'm reading this. Can you keep track of everything that's going on without this sort of thing?
No, I can't keep track. I'm still puzzled about this impending fatherhood business.
Do they spring these things on you like that sometimes?
Anytime impending fatherhood comes at you, it is sprung on you. You know.
Can you keep track of what's going on from the manor house, though?
No, I don't try.
Yeah.
If it doesn't affect Richard Channing, I don't want to know about it. The impending fatherhood thing, because I'm really bothered by that. I had a relationship with a lady on the show, and she had was pregnant, and it turned out I thought I had a vasectomy, and I did. It turned out that it didn't work, and it was very serious to Channing because he being reared the way he was, he made a conscious decision that he didn't want to have children, wasn't ready to have children, and he had a vasectomy. It didn't work.
Maybe it was a scriptwriter's memory lapse, too.
The doctor, I sued the doctor. It didn't work. The lady has now vanished into thin air. She has my child, and I desperately am looking for the child because Channing would like very much to have the child back. Now, is this the same, or is this some new sense? You see, when I said that the vasectomy, when he told me the vasectomy didn't work, my God. I mean,
see that question mark floating above his head?
The ramifications of this could be disastrous. You see, so this thing that impending fatherhoods, it could be. I don't know what this all means.
I'll bet you there are viewers out there right now who can tell you because they know more about what's happening on the show maybe than you do. Has this happened to you?
Yeah.
Viewers
viewers, you know, they keep very close watch and can tell you the history of the
clipboards
character.
at home?
Listen, I know the character, and I know quite well what all he's involved in and various things like this, and I'm pretty much on top of things.
Well, Falcon
that doesn't
Crest,
sound quite right.
Yes, I know, but the case of Richard Channing, why not?
Right.
Programs like this have just captured American viewing audiences. Any theories that you've formulated over the years about what the essential appeal might be? Or is it maybe not such a complex thing?
I don't think it's a complex thing. I think, one, we all love stories. I loved stories as a child, and if we're lucky, we have somebody read us a story, and it goes once upon a time. And if you got a good story to follow once upon a time, then people are going to listen. I listen today. I just heard the Christmas Carol read in my truck radio while I was driving around Christmas shopping one day, and I found it difficult to turn it off and go into the store because the guy was doing such a terrific job reading the Christmas Carol. And God, I know that story so well, and but it was told well. And I think if you can follow, if you have a good story to tell, people are going to listen. And these kind of shows, continuing episodes, they've been around for a long time.
Was there anybody in your past who told you one heck of a good story and thereby excited you about drama the rest of your life?
No, I can't go back that far, but there were, in that instance,
maybe, yeah.
but there were two teachers. They were both They never married, I don't believe. Miss Bailey. Miss Bailey taught me in the 4th grade, and her sister taught me in the 7th grade. They were both the best storytellers that I ever had. Miss Bailey in the 4th grade told me about, she had a story that she picked up about Saber-Tooth the tiger. Her sister in the 7th grade followed up on those stories. Every day at the end of class, there would be 10 minutes for story time. Every day when I was in the 4th grade and the 7th grade, from 2 sisters. Also, when Miss Bailey in the 4th grade, whenever she wanted to punish you, she'd come up to the desk and she'd say, now, I'm going to swing at you, and you be sure and duck. And she'd go, duck. She'd swing right over your head.
This is an interesting technique.
Now, in the 3rd grade, I had a teacher named Mrs. Cordray Save. They didn't ever want to punish you where I went to school. They did, but it was done. And you go into the cloakroom to get, and I remember Jack Dorenzi and I had to go into the cloakroom to be spanked, and she had a big stack of books and the thickest paddle you ever held, and she said, I'm going to hit these books. And she said, if you ever tell a single soul that I didn't hit you, the next time I'll spank the living devil out of you.
This is a master storyteller herself.
Bam! She hit those books, and we walked out later. Never told a soul. She probably did that with every child.
Watching you right now on the anchor desk, Wendell Anschutz, who is coming up on a year of not smoking.
Not smoking.
What if you could
Congratulations.
tell Wendell that you have given him your support, and
I
all of the non-smokers out there wish him well?
Well, listen, I totally give you my support. Channing doesn't smoke for that very, for one of those very reasons. One, I'm not comfortable with it because I don't smoke. I probably look like a fool, you know. I have smoked in plays before, but
now that
I think it's one of my daddy quit smoking right after he got out of the service. He smoked Luckies. Remember the old Luckies? He smoked 3 or 4 packs a day. He quit cold turkey. Having not had to quit, I align it to something like jogging. You know, I quit only starting up jogging. I start jogging about as many times as some people quit smoking, you know. So I have started jogging again. I hope that I can last for a year. That's quite an accomplishment. Do you feel?
Now, is this Richard Channing speaking or David Selby?
No, this is David. This is David.
Well, David, I'll tell you what, I think you can spin a pretty good tale or two yourself. The old storyteller here on one of the great continuing stories on KCTV right here. And from Los Angeles with David Selby, I'm John Tibbetts.